Hi everyone, Jade Jamison here. Some of you might know me as an indie author, but others of you know that I used to teach creative writing at a college in southern Colorado. That, my friends, my education and experience, rather than the fact that I am a best-selling Amazon author, is what makes me qualified to do this. Now, some of you have seen my rants and my blog posts about indie authors. First off, let me make this very clear. I think it's very cool that everyone has an opportunity to write and be read. The indie publishing market has made it easy for people with a little money and a little know-how to get their stuff in front of readers. But I've said it before, and I've said it again. And my former students can vouch for me. Just because you've written a novel doesn't mean it's ready to be published. That's right. You heard me. Congratulations on writing a novel, but don't you dare click publish yet. I'm not saying that you don't necessarily have the next great American novel, but don't you want to make sure at the very least that it's not shit before you publish? I'm not saying these things to be mean. Like most creative writing teachers, I believe that every story, including yours, deserves to be told. But if you want to share it with the world, polish it. Make it as perfect as possible. And that's why I've decided to start doing a video each week. Over the last few years, I've had dozens of aspiring authors contact me, asking for advice regarding lots of aspects of indie publishing, but they ask, more often than not, for writing advice. I've tried to read lots of indie books. Most of them, I can't get past the first chapter. A few more, I can't get past chapter 5. I'm able to, maybe, finish 3 indie books a year. Why? Call me a snob if you like, but I expect more from a published book. There are all kinds of things I can't get past. Poor editing is but one thing, but now I want to help you make your writing professional quality. So today, let's start with something simple, something a good many of you, if you've ever read a creative writing book or taken a class, have heard. Oh, you say you haven't read a book on the craft? Are you f***ing kidding me? Get thee to a bookstore now and buy not one, not two, but several books on the craft and start reading. I'm not even kidding. But let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about adverbs. What's an adverb? Put simply, it's a part of speech. More technically, an adverb is a verb that modifies a verb, or other parts of speech. Right about now, some of you are asking what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, let's think of an adverb as an enhancer. It's like the MSG in your sentence. It seems great at first. It makes everything seem better. Oh, that's a very pretty dress. He snuck up on me quietly. I'll be coming back soon. The girl was scantily clad. But can you see how a little goes a long way? Adverbs, while okay in spoken speech, are murder in creative writing. Once in a while, sure, one is okay, but lots of them can ruin a book and ruin it fast. Dare I say it? A book full of adverbs is a lazy way to write. Tell me what you think of this paragraph. I whisper quietly, scanning his eyes. He gently touches my cheek before getting closer. His lips barely touch mine. We only kiss once, and I'm practically salivating. My knees are so weak I nearly fall over. As I consider my emotions, I quickly back away, wondering why I so easily fell for him. Yep, in case you didn't know it before, a lot of adverbs end in ly. Easily, barely, gently, immediately, quickly, quietly. But do you notice how little we actually get out of this paragraph? What you might consider gentle might not be the same as what I'd expect. Why not be more explicit? Yes, that's one way to get rid of the lazy adverb. Describe what you mean instead of throwing an adverb in the mix. So, instead of, he gently touches my cheek before getting closer, let's try this. As he moves closer to me, he touches my cheek with a brush of 2 fingers. Yeah, this sentence isn't Shakespeare, but can you see how it's more specific and more likely to put a picture in my mind's eye? Another way to get rid of an adverb is to use it another way in your sentence. Get rid of the ly and move the word elsewhere. He touches my cheek with 2 gentle fingers before getting closer. Sometimes you just need to get rid of the damned offending word. First off, don't use very in any novel. Seriously. Yeah, there was an adverb. Unless it's character's dialogue, get rid of it. It's useless and overused and means nothing. Instead of using the word very, find another way to express that thought. Try this on for size. As I walk into the kitchen and smell the apple pie baking, I realize I'm very hungry. Same goes for really. Don't you dare change very to really. But how can we explain to our readers that we're hungrier than usual or hungrier than we should be? Well, there are lots of ways we can do it, but maybe we could try simple hyperbole. As I walk into the kitchen and smell the apple pie baking, my stomach sucks inward, searching for any morsel, making me feel as though I haven't eaten in days. Again, no Maya Angelou, but much better than very hungry, right? So, do you have an idea of why adverbs are not a writer's best friend? Great. Let me give you some exercises. Open up your last work in progress and let's get to work. Find 5 adverbs. If you're working the old-fashioned way with paper and pen, just circle them. If you're using a word processing program like Word, highlight the words. Now, be brutally honest with yourself. I'm going to give you one for free. If, out of these 5 adverbs, there's one that you just can't bear to part with, then keep it. But know and make it a conscious choice. The other 4, let's banish them to the world of shitty manuscripts. I want you to try each one of these techniques at least once. Rewrite the sentence in a more descriptive way. If you say the river lazily wound through the forest, paint a word picture. Show how it was lazy. Was the water moving slowly, quietly? No, I'm not saying to replace one adverb with several others, but describe the picture better. The river wound through the trees, sloshing the banks, not babbling but whispering, in no hurry to meet the lake below. So that's number 1. Rewrite the sentence in a descriptive way, in such a way that no adverb is needed. 2. Take the adverb and lose the ly. Find a way to use that word as an adjective or a noun instead. So, the river lazily wound through the forest might instead become the lazy river wound through the forest. 3. Just get rid of the adverb. Then the river lazily wound through the forest becomes the river wound through the forest. Does this mean never use an adverb? Absolutely not. Sometimes they're fun. Sometimes you want to use that word. That's fine, but do it with your eyes wide open. Know you're using an adverb and choose it. Don't just throw them all willy-nilly throughout your book. Work to make your book better. Axing a lot of adverbs is one great way. Stay tuned. I plan to put together a lot more videos like this. Want to hunt me down? You can find me in a lot of different places. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Don't be a stranger. And who knows? If you ask me a question like a lot of other up-and-comers, I just might feature your question here. Happy writing! Next time, we might tackle one of my big pet peeves. Show, don't tell.